Yo, what's good everyone? It is GlitchXCity here, and today I'll be giving you guys our NPA Season 10 Week 1 team builder and matchup against Magma Pulse, coach of the Chaos Hydreigons. We are here with a new season, and I told myself I wasn't gonna record again for this league, but I was like, you know what, it's NPA Season 10, so I kinda have to. So we have a new draft, new thing, and unfortunately, if you guys didn't already see the championship match, you guys already can tell by the word choice I did, we didn't win the championships. We did lose 1-0, very close, 7% 1-0 against Cohen, coach of the Amsterdam APOMs, or the APOM Amsterdams that he switched it this season. I don't know why. But we're gonna go over our team order for Magma, and this is cool that we faced week 1. Like, I'm actually kind of happy that out of all people, he's number 1. So before we get into the team order, you guys will see my usual matchup thing that I always have for myself to help me team build. But you guys will see right now. You guys will probably already see it. But this is our draft, and this is Magma's. We'll go through ours really quick. We got a pretty interesting squad this time. This was an PPL style based draft, so it wasn't free. We got Mega Alakazam, Hydreigon, Tapu Bulu, Nihilego, Doublade, Cloyster, Electivire, Swellow, Whiscash, Glaceon, and Delibird. Now, Delibird was kind of like a meme trash pick, but so was Mawile, and Mawile did a lot of work. So I kind of expect Delibird to do the same. It was 1 point for goddamn sake. But on the opposing side, Magma got Celesteela, Garchomp, Heatran, Forretress. I hate Forretress. I hate you. Araquanid, Go-Goat, Lantern, Torracat, Lycanroc Midnight, Mega Medicham, and Lurantis. Oh yeah, I like the Lycanroc Midnight. Honestly, my favorite Lycanroc form. I don't care what anyone says. The 4-legged ones can suck a dick. I'm not going to go much into his team. You guys already see his team. You guys already see the matchup. Let's go straight into this team builder. And the first thing you guys see is Alakazar. If you guys watch Disney Channel, then you would definitely know where this comes from. We got Alakazar, the Mega Alakazam. And like I made up this set like while the draft was happening, because I knew Magma was my first week opponent, but I didn't draft to get the advantage against him. Like I'm not that low of a person. But we got Mega Alakazam, and Mega Alakazam is so fast, base 150 speed, and seriously, Garchomp's max speed is 333, and I have no speed investment, and I'm at 336. So barring any Scarfers, which I can't really tell who's gonna be Scarfed, I honestly don't have to run any speed at all. So literally, I don't have to run Timid at all during the season unless my opponent has like something that's over base 105 speed. Other than that, I can run like a lot of bulk or just max special attack bulky. But this time we're running a 248 HP, 242 max defense, bold nature, 4-inch attack, 4-inch depth. We got an interesting set of Psychic, Counter, Recover, and Calm Mind. So I had to bring some sort of heat beginning week 1. We got Psychic for main stab, Counter to lure in stuff like Medicham. Well, he wouldn't stay with Medicham, but the idea behind Counter is that because I'm able to run this much bulk, I can just use it as a wall. So if he has Garchomp and he brings it on Alakazam, he'll probably be like, oh, I OHKO with Earthquake. He clicks Earthquake, assuming he's Scarf, he outspeeds me. I click Counter. I live to hit, I click Counter, and Garchomp's gone. If I have Mega Alakazam and I start setting up Calm Minds, he's going to bring in a Celesteela. Either he clicks Heavy Slam or he clicks Leech Seed. If he clicks Heavy Slam, I'll be taking less than 50%, and then I can Scalp for it for Recover. And then I can just counter the turn he clicks Heavy Slam, and then bam, that thing is gone too. Either that, or it just takes a lot of damage to where it gets easily picked off. But other than that, by getting to +1 with Psychic, I 2-KO or OHKO a lot of things. So next up, we have Onofray, or Ono for sure. We got the Swellow. We're bringing a Specs max special attack modest at 192 speed to outspeed Garchomp at max speed, 56 HP, 4 in defense, 4 in speed depth, because gotta get that, that measly little tiny spit of defense. We got Guts just in case we get like status somehow, and then U-turn will be doing much more damage because he doesn't have a ghost type, so Scrappy is totally useless. So we got Boom Burst, U-turn, Heat Wave, HP Ground. Boom Burst basically 2-hit kills everything, and anything that resists it gets 2-hit killed by either Heat Wave or HP Ground. I think I 2-hit killed Fortress with Boom Burst too. So literally, Heat Wave and HP Ground are just there for Heatran and Celesteela. But assuming he only brings 1 Steel type, I pretty much get to click Boom Burst or U-turn for the most part. So that's gonna be really nice. So next up, not really much to say about that, but it's a really hard hitter, and even though it's base 75 special attack, Boom Burst at base 140 attack power plus stab plus specs It's doing a lot of damage. So next up, we got 2 Become 1. If you love Kingdom Hearts, then you definitely know this reference. We got the Eviolite, we got the Dew Blade, we got the No Guard, because that's the only ability we have access to. Running an interesting set, we got Shadow Claw Autotomize, Destiny Bond as these. So we're running a double dance set with Shadow Claw as our main stab and Destiny Bond as a lure. So we got 248 HP, 4 in attack, 4 in speed def, 244 speed, 8 in defense, impish. So I can run 244 speed and I'll be able to outspeed Garchomp, assuming it's max speed, and assuming it's not scarfed, he'll probably bring it in. Because so, like, I could set this thing up against like Fortress. So I'll click SD and then he'll be like, oh, it's okay. So like, say I bring in Dew Blade and then he goes for Fortress, I can click SD, he gets up his rocks, assuming he does that, and then I can Autotomize, and then he'll start getting scared. So to prevent him from not getting swept, he'll go into something like Heatran or Garchomp or Celesteela that can all OHKO me with like a fire type move or a ground type move, and then in which case I can click Destiny Bond, assuming I outspeed and barring any Scarfers, and then take that down with me. This is also a primary switch into Mega Metacham, so I'm not really gonna set up yet, but it's a really good way to get rid of one of his threatening Pokemon like Garchomp or Celesteela, especially Celesteela or Heatran that would give Alakazam trouble. So even though this is my primary switch into Mega Metacham, I still have Swallow and Alakazam that naturally outspeed it, and I can definitely OHKO them or click counter or just click Specs Moonburst, and then the only thing I would have to really worry about would be like Fake Out. But yeah, so that is our set. Pretty interesting one. I don't know, I've never used Dew Blade before, so we're gonna see how it goes. So next up, we got Washington the WHISCASH, and this is to represent my boy Brent. My boy Brent, season champion of the season 6 of the NPA. Oh my god, really good friend of mine. He doesn't play Pokemon anymore anyway, or unfortunately. So I'm about to represent. WHISCASH was 2 points. I was like, you know what, we're gonna do it. And we're bringing a FLYINIUM Z set. And if you guys didn't know, I forgot to mention this, but our Z move mons are Nihilego, Electivire, and WHISCASH. I was gonna choose some other stuff and make some trades, but you guys will see that later on. But we get Anticipation, so we can scout out if any of his Pokemon have like a hidden HP Grass, so I know what to set up on and know what not to set up on. We're bringing FLYINIUM Z with Earthquake, Spark, Bounce, D-Dance. I don't really need Water Stab this game, because everything that does get hit by Waterfall gets hit harder by Earthquake, so it's not really a necessity, so I just put Spark on there just to hit the Celesteela harder. And I was gonna bring Electrium Z Spark for Celesteela, but I feel like FLYINIUM Z Bounce would be more useful, because I feel like his primary answer to this thing would probably be either Go-Go, Araquanid, or Lurantis. And then everything else I'll be able to outspeed. I'll be able to Earthquake the Heatran, Earthquake the Garchomp, I'll be able to Earthquake Lantern, FLYINIUM Z, the Mega Metacham, Araquanid, Lurantis, or Go-Go. The thing is, I don't expect him to bring both grass types, so that's one thing for sure. I OHKO Torracat, I OHKO Lycanroc, and Fortress can't really touch me unless it explodes. So yeah, I really like this set. With our speed investment, we're able to outspeed Garchomp by 1 point, assuming we're at +1. But everyone's gonna sleep on this. No one sleep on this WHISCASH, man. That's gonna put in a hell of a lot of work. So next up, we got Chile, the Tapu Bulu. We're running a Kebia Berry set with 248 HP, 232 defense, impish, 24 in speed. To speed creep something, I want to say it's I actually forgot who it was. I don't know who I sped crept, but other than that, we have like I said before, a defensive set with Leech Seed, Taunt, Horn Leech, and Nature's Madness. This will probably be my main switch in, or was it lead? I don't really have a dedicated lead on this team, but Nature's Madness and Leech Seed are really good for predicted switches like Fortress, Heatran, and Celesteela. Taunt is good to taunt stuff like Fortress if it's trying to set up hazards, or even Heatran if it's starting to set up hazards, and I can just predict them to not attack me. But I thought Taunt was pretty nice, and then we got Horn Leech for our main offensive move. But pretty much, Celesteela is going to be his main answer to this pretty much every time. Last but not least, Maleficent the Hydreigon. We got Leftovers, Dark Pulse, U-Turn, Defog, Earth Power, 248 HP, 4 in defense, 4 in special attack, Max Spadef, Calm Nature. Now this is a really good pivot mon. It's good for switching into Heatran if it's offensive. It's good for switching in Lurantis. It's good for switching in against the Lantern, and it's really good for like some of his lower stuff like Araquanid, Torracat, Fortress, Go-Go, and even Celesteela. Assuming it's special, I could just basically use this as a pivot mon. I might get rid of Defog and put Roost. I don't know yet, just for reliable recovery. But the only problem with this is that it lures in Garchomp and Mega Medicham. But other than that, that is our team builder. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm about to have my match soon, so I'll see you guys in about a couple seconds, but after we're done with the battle. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, we are back with the match, and as you guys can see, Magma Pulse, coach of the Chaos Hydreigons, has brought the Celesteela, Mega Medicham, Araquanid, Go-Go, Torracat, surprisingly, and Fortress. And if you guys didn't watch the team builder, we are bringing some pretty interesting sets. We have a physically defensive Mega Alakazam with counter. We have Onofre with the Specs Boom Burst. We got 2 Become 1 the Doublade with the Double Dance set with Destiny Bond. Washington the WHISCASH setup set with FLYINIUM Z. Tapu Bulu, defensive set with Kebia Berry, and last but not least, we got Maleficent the Hydreigon being more of a Spadef support set. So, in terms of leads, I'm gonna go ahead and lead with my Hydreigon. Looking at his team, there's only 2 Pokemon that would give Hydreigon an issue, and that would be Araquanid and Celesteela. Celesteela probably not, but he doesn't know that because I don't have Fire Blast. He could be like a set out weakness policy set, so he might be asking for that. Or Araquanid with Leech Type could be a threat too. But with Hydreigon, I am almost max HP, but I don't have recovery other than leftovers. So I'm gonna predict him to lead with his Fortress, because I think he would want to get up hazards right away, because those are the only ways he has hazards for. So we're gonna go ahead, jump into this match. I'm gonna go ahead and lead with my Hydreigon, as you guys will see. Yeah, I do lead with Maleficent, as he does bring in the Torracat. And this is surprising. He brings in the Torracat, and I guess he was predicting... I don't even know what he was predicting, honestly. Maybe he was predicting... I don't know. But as you guys see, he goes for Leech Life. Gets some good damage on me. It does about 30%. And I can tell by the damage after calculating that this is more of an Eviolite, bulky Spadef set. Not really offensive, because the Leech Life didn't really do that much. Plus the Dark Pulse didn't really do that much. I mean, it's a not fully evolved Pokemon, so you would expect Dark Pulse to do more coming from my Hydreigon. So I definitely knew it was Eviolite at the very least. But here, I do have Earth Power, but I decided not to click Earth Power throughout these turns. Because 1, in my head, I was thinking I had Roost. And 2, I was kind of thinking that he would probably go into Araquanid predicting an Earth Power. I don't know how common Earth Power is on Hydreigon, but regardless, I do go for Earth Power finally. It doesn't take out the Torracat. I do switch in my WHISCASH because I do not want my Hydreigon to go down yet from a Leech Life. And alternatively, I could have gone into like Doublade or Swallow, which both resist it, but I was also scared of him predicting that and clicking Flare Blitz. As you guys do see, he does click Flare Blitz, does kill himself. Torracat goes down, and Washington, the WHISCASH, just took down it didn't take down a Torracat, but it did something. It did something. Keep note of that. Think about it. If WHISCASH wasn't here, Alakazam would have taken a lot of damage. Bulu, Doublade, and Swallow would have taken damage. Hydreigon would have died. But look, we got WHISCASH up in here. And he took the hit. He took one for the team. Freaking praise the fish, alright? So Washington's here. He brings in the Araquanid. And you guys already see the animation. This is the opportunity to go for the Z move. I'm surprised he didn't go into Go-Go, because Go-Go is more naturally bulky. Plus, it's like naturally... It naturally has the upper hand against me, because I'm 4 times weak to grass. But here he brings in the Araquanid. And I was kind of confused why. I mean, he could have saved this for like Alakazam or something, but if he's max HP, then I definitely don't kill FLYINIUM Z unless I'm +1. And Liquidation, even if he's not Adamant Band or Splash Plate, definitely kills me because WHISCASH is just really frail. So I'm just going for the Z move. I do outspeed. You see this flying fish up in here? Yeet, yeet, yeet. Oh, that takes 82%, and yes, Washington does go down. Takes the first L of season 10 for the Pancham Express, or the big, I forgot our team name. Well, but think about it. We just got a huge load of damage on Araquanid, which is something. I mean, it did something. I mean, if you wanted to go, I probably wouldn't have done as much damage, but it did something. All right. So now I'm gonna go into my Hydreigon. I'm gonna just go and pick this off with a Dark Pulse. It doesn't look like anything on his team wants to take in any unnecessary damage, but here he brings in Celesteela. I'm gonna click Dark Pulse. I don't really have a safe switch in, and how much this thing died to a heavy slam. And unfortunately for me, losing my Whiscash like that, I mean, I did have Spark, I did have Waterfall, and unless he had Giga Drain, I wasn't dying. So I could have set up on that with Whiscash. But looking at the damage from the Dark Pulse, it's more of a Spadef set, and as you guys can see, he does get a Spadef boost. So my Spec Swallow isn't really going to do much with Heat Wave, and Blade has to be set up, and if he has Flamethrower, then that's just a really big problem. Tapu Bulu can't really touch this thing either. So I guess I could Nature's Madness with Bulu if it really came down to it. But at this point, I'm going to just go into the Pokemon that I specifically built for, and I'm going to just go into my Alakazam. I am physically defensive with counter. I'm a Mega Evolve, predicted counter. As you guys can see, I do get the Beast Boost. He clicks Heavy Slam. We take less than 50%, and we get the counter off. And unfortunately, it doesn't kill the Celesteela. And now, this is the huge problem, because as you guys will see right here, he does get leftovers. If he didn't have those leftovers, I'd be comfortable clicking Psychic right now. But my only options right now is to click Psychic twice, or click counter again, predicting another Heavy Slam. So this could have been kind of tricky. Like, I can either he stays in and thinks I don't have, and thinks I'll go for counter, thinks I'll go for like Psychic, or he'll switch out. The thing is that if he switches out and I have like Charge Beam or something, then something else too is just gonna take unnecessary damage. Like, I could have something other than Psychic, but literally the only two offensive moves I have are Psychic and counter. So I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to click counter again. Thankfully, he does click Heavy Slam, and we do get the counter off, and Celesteela does go down, and it's looking pretty good for us. Now, really, at this point, I think Swallow just wins, because Specs Boomburst, he doesn't have a switch anymore. Foragers gets 2-hit KO'd by a Specs Boomburst, and yeah, his 3 Spadef Pokemon all just died. So, here, he's going to bring in the Mega Medicham. I'm going to preserve this for later. I'm going to go to my Doublade. The Fake Out's pretty obvious, and he's kind of forced to go for it, so I'm going to go into my 2 become 1. He does switch out. I'm going to go for the SD, predicting the switch, and unless he has Fire Punch, he is not going to kill me in any sort of way. We eat that Earthquake for days, and I go for the Autotomize. So, Double Dance Doublade is coming in clutch, and this Go-Go is just complete setup fodder, and based off that damage, he is definitely physically defensive, and that Earthquake does nothing. That's like a legit 5-hit KO. And a Shadow Claw is a clean 3-hit KO. So, yes, this Earthquake is doing legit no damage. I could honestly get to +4 if I wanted to, but that would put me in range of Bullet Punch. He's going to bring the Fortress, and this is totally fine. This is just extra damage for my Swallow to just come in and click Boom Burst and win. So here, I'm just going to click Shadow Claw, and at this point, I was kind of thinking that I was just going to sweep with this Doublade, but he actually goes for the Volt Switch and goes to the Mega Medicham. And here, I kind of make of a questionable play, and here he goes for the Bullet Punch, because I EV'd my Doublade to the point where I outspeed Mega Medicham at the very least. It was that or something else. Whatever is the fastest thing on his team. But, depending on his spread, if he's Adamant Max Attack, Bullet Punch has a pretty good chance to kill. If he's Jolly Max Attack, then Bullet Punch has no chance of killing unless it's a crit. So here, I don't know why. I live the hit by 1% and I go for a Destiny Bond. But I guess it's not really that much of a bad play because here he's going to go back in a Fortress. And it's going to be a 2-hit KO, but I get the crit, which doesn't really matter at this point. Unless he was Custard Barrier, which is banned anyway. But here he goes in and Mega Medicham. I mean, at this point, I guess I could have won with just Doublade if I just Shadow Claw. But then Mega Medicham goes down, he goes into Fortress. I would have to get a crit to even sweep. And it didn't really matter at that point. But here, I'm going to just let my swords die. I could have gone into Swallow and preserve Differential. But I didn't want to like risk him clicking like High Jump Kick or something. And then I would just officially lose. Well, I guess I still had Bulu in the back. But I didn't really want to come to that because, you know, hacks could have happened. I could have been frozen. And, you know, I had to go the safe route. So 3-0 victory. Swallow does pick up the final kill with the Specs Boomburst, which just immediately drops the Mega Medicham. So that is GG to Magma, coach of the Chaos Hydreigons. And like I said, we are on the road back to the finals. Like, I am aiming to get back there. Like, I need to get back there, claim the title that I want to get back because of a coin toss. But I'll probably say that throughout the whole season, but I am determined to get back where I was and hopefully succeed in what I started. So yep, I really like this team. It's kind of weird, even though all my teams are weird, but regardless, that is going to be our first win of the season. 3-0 victory over Magma. GG once more. And if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe because we're going to have some pretty heat matches coming up. Next week, we take on Scott, coach of the Niagara Watchhogs, the replacement coach of last year that thankfully stuck around this year. Shout out to Fizz for bringing him up, and shout out to Scott because you are our next opponent. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are still here, very much appreciated. This was ChasexC here, and I'll see you guys in the next encounter.